Okay, so we are starting a new parak, and so the suggestion was made by Oren to do 44, and I looked at it, and I was like, I don't have the energy to tackle this long parak right now, and I wanted a short one, and I looked right above it, and I was like, oh, this looks interesting. My criterion that I was in the mood for, I wanted something short and something I've never seen before, and then I had looked at this one, and it happened to have two other bonuses. One is that there is a phrase that is that we know, I think, from L'chadodi, Matish tochachi nafshi umatahemi. Okay, so we'll I don't know if that'll shed light onto anything over there, but that's the only like recognizable part for this. And the other thing also is I don't want to prejudice us, but I do also want to prime us in case it's relevant, is I do feel like there are a lot of Jews right now who are kind of feeling down or worse about latest developments in the what are we on day 502, 503 now. And so I sensed when I read just the English that this might speak to that, but we'll see. I'm not going to force anything. Okay, so as you can see, there's only 5 psukim here. Okay, and because also I was going to say the other reason why I wanted this short thing is usually I start preparing this with my chavrusa ahead of time. We did not get a chance, so I'm going into this almost blind. But because I'm going to it almost blind, I went way overboard with the translations. Like I looked at a lot of translations, but I didn't prepare anything yet. Okay, so we'll see where this leads us. As what do you call it? As Boyd Vardy, Line Tracker Guides to Life, as his mentor Renius says, I don't know where we're going. I don't know where we're going, but I know exactly how to get there. Right. So this is going to put that to the test. Okay. Shofteini Elohim v'riva rivi migoy lo chasid. Me'ish mirma v'avla sefalateni. All right, who wants to try translating here?
I could try.
Yeah, go ahead.
My lips, God.
Oh, so this is like shofet or
okay, so judge me, God.
Yeah, judge me. I'm gonna put in oh God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fight my fight.
Yeah. And fight my fight. Mi goy lo chasid.
From a nation that is not. I don't know how to translate chasid exactly.
Yeah, I know. So we've been translating Pirkei as extra righteous, but I feel like if that translation really only holds for like if you're striving for that. Yeah, pious is the one that like people like to say. Okay, so we'll go with pious. We'll change it if need be. I mean, you don't usually see it in the negative, right? You usually see it as a positive thing, not lo chasid. Actually, in fact, when have you ever seen lo chasid? Yeah, right. Yeah, right. This is a very, very strange thing. Like I think because chasid seems like a superlative, then saying like it's all we had this AP English term lidotes understatement, right? He's not pious, right? Nation is not so pious, it sounds like a little weird to say that. Yeah. Okay, so migoy lo chasid mi'ish mirma,
from a man of deceit.
Yeah, from a man of deceit. The avla, oh sorry, a man of deceit and avla.
So a man of I don't know how to translate avla.
Yeah, avla. Like avil.
Crookedness.
Yeah. Crookedness is good. Yeah, a man of deceit and crooked. I like that. And crookedness. Tefaltani. This is also not the most common term.
It's caused me to escape.
Yeah, I think there's a term that like escape. We don't say that in English, right? Escape me. We don't use it as he feel in English, right? I think we usually say like deliver me, right? Yeah, deliver me, right? Not like a UPS package, but like take me out, like make me be a palit. Yeah. Okay. Ki ata, I guess there's a continuation of the sentence. I'll start a new sentence. Ki ata Elohei ma'uzi lama zanachtani lama koder es halech balachat oyev. Is there no asnachta? Yeah, there's no asnachta here.
Wait, is that is not pious, comma, from a man of deceit and crookedness deliver me?
Oh, sorry.
Or is there
a nation that's not pious?
From a nation that's not pious, from a man of deceit?
Yeah.
And also deliver me from crookedness.
Good question.
Yeah,
good question. I'm not sure. I will have to see. Mi'ish mirmav. Yeah, I can't do it from the Tamim either. Okay. Yeah, good question though. Yeah, okay. So yeah, ki ata Elokei ma'uzi.
I'm a little bit struggling with this pasuk. If somebody else
Yeah,
wants to.
yeah, we could
You
people
are
jump.
my God of my
For
strength.
you are capital Y. You are God of
It is
my
God. Isn't Elokay?
Elokay.
My God of my
No, that'd be Elokai.
Oh.
This is Elokay Mauzi, God of, this is a what do you call it? Construct form. God of my strength. It almost is like, it's almost like you go like this. Like this is a new sentence here, right? The for you, God of my strength sounds like it's connected to the previous one, and then Lama Zanachti, Lama Koder, what? Zanachtani, yeah.
Why have you forsaken?
Yeah, why have you forsaken me? Lama Koder. So Koder is the first word I encountered that I had to look up. I thought I knew what it was. I think I actually knew what it was.
Is it from pot? Like a cadera?
It is probably a borrowed term from there.
Is it like wrap?
No, I think it also is borrowed from there. Okay, so Kedar means choshech, chashuch v'shachor means dark. Okay, like Ohole Kedar, they call them the tents of Kedar because they I guess they were dark. And pot is probably called Kedera because it's blackened.
Yeah.
And what was the other one you said? Oh, anger, right?
Yeah, because I was thinking like pinky, but
Yeah, you're okay. Yeah, but we use this for face, right? I think. I think it's sometimes attached to face, which might mean like a darkening of the countenance.
Wait, why is for your God of our God of my strength? Why is that not a new sentence?
Why is that not a
You're
new
saying
sentence?
it's part of the previous pasuk.
Well,
Or not part, but it's.
I think first of all because the key connected to the previous part, and then lama zanachtani sounds like a new sentence. I don't think you can say you are the God of my strength. Why did you for that's not how you speak.
Is it a fair question to ask why then it didn't end the pasuk after?
Yeah, it's a fair question. Yeah. Right. So why have you forsaken me? Lama koder. Yeah, it's a hard one to translate. Lama koder. Why? I don't even know how to who's talking. Why darken? I mean, I don't know koder like koder.
Why did you go dark?
Yeah, I guess let's try that. Okay, why did you go dark? Yeah. Random fact. I'm just having a flashback. I was playing Magic the Gathering at a store during the summer, and I was talking with my opponent, and he had his last name Kedar, and he did not look Jewish. And when he was asking me where I was from, what I do, I mentioned that I teach a Jewish institution. So he said he's half Jewish. His father is Jewish and his mother is Indian, but she must have been the type of, I mean, it was very, very weird. He had white face and brown hair and blue eyes, but a Jewish nose, but Indian features. It's a very weird thing. But he said his last name came from I think he was familiar with the I got this glimmer of the Ole Kedar people, somewhere around there. That was the actual thing. Anyway, that's the only fact I know about the Kedar. Fun fact I know about Kedar. Anyway, sorry, not relevant. Lama Koder es halach belachat oyev. I feel like there should be a Y here also, right? Is this part of the same question? Or is it just a declaration? And also es halach is also a weird word, right? Es halach.
Wait, that it's connected. Why are you leading me in darkness or something like that?
Yeah, something. Yeah, so es halach means to walk around. I think, right? He's halach lefanai v'yesamim, right? Or the Satan was walking around on the earth. So I'm gonna say I walk about. Let's say I walk about belachat oyev. How would you translate lachatz? That's a Pesach Haggadah word, right? Yeah, pressure, right? Under the pressure of the enemy. Yeah.
Just on the punctuation.
Yeah.
You could just punctuate it straight with the pasuk and maybe have a period after deliver me, and then have be for you, because you are the God of my strength.
You could do that. That's
why
true.
Would you
okay, I accept that. Yeah. All right, because you were the God of my strength, why have you forsaken me? Still is weird, but not as weird. So I think that let's stick with that for now. Okay. Shlach orcha v'amitacha hema yanechuni yiviuni el har kodshecha ve'al mishkanosecha. Shlach orcha v'amitacha.
Send
Yeah, send your light
and your
and
truth.
your truth. Hema Yanachamuni.
They will come to me.
Yeah, Hema Yanachuni. They what? Yeah, they lead me, right? They will lead me. Yaviuni el har kodshecha vel mishkanasacha.
They will bring me
It will bring me to your holy mountain, to your sanctuaries, I guess, right? Sanctuary. What do you say?
Don't say that. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
We're cheap and I think.
Okay. We're at 4 now, right? Va'avoa el mizbach Elohim el simchas gili va'odacha bechinor Elohim Elohai. That's another thing you don't usually see juxtaposed. Yeah. So va'avoa el mizbach Elohim.
To the altar.
To the altar of God. El kel simchas libi.
To the power. No, it's probably to the God.
Yeah, probably to the God.
Of the happiness of my rejoicing.
Yeah, of the happiness of my rejoicing. V'odacha bechinor Elokim Elokai. Yeah, I will gratefully acknowledge you with that instrument. Lyre, right? Okay.
I just forget which is.
Yeah, I think it's a lyre, right? With the lyre. Well, I guess we'll see when we do the English. Elokim Elokai.
God.
Yeah. Oh God, my God. No, Captain, my Captain. Yeah, I got it for the O in there. Okay. One extra point in Scrabble. Ma tishtochachi nafshi uma tehmi alai hochili lelakim ki od odenu. Yeshuos panai velokai. We say it every Friday in Lechadodi, don't you know it? Ma tishtochachi. No, what are you thinking of? You're thinking of, I'm not sure. You're thinking of, no, you're not thinking of talking, I don't know. Tish Tochachi. It's really to, yeah, so it is really Tish Tachavaya. So Shachach with a double ches is the shoresh, but I think the second ches often drops. So, Ma Tish Tochachi Nafshi, like, I think you translate as why here, like, why, oh my soul, do you bow? I think like bow low. I think it's probably the best way to say it. Yeah.
Well, why not a question? What is my bowing?
Ma tishtochachi.
Like, what is my act of bowing?
You could say that maybe. What?
Is it rhetorical?
Is this the bowing?
Yeah, we know because tishtochachi is talking to the soul. So why, oh my soul, do you bow low?
Isn't Shofteini my?
No, it's it's feminine second person singular.
Feminine second.
Like tichtivi, like why do you write, or like
What are you bowing for?
Just
why.
Yeah, what are you bowing for? Yeah, what are you bowing for? Yeah, that's actually a better way to say it. What are you bowing low for? Oh my soul.
Wait,
Yeah.
Shofteini was feminine second tense.
Second person singular.
Okay.
I think. Will this say? No, this is not going to say. Yeah. Yeah. Uma tehemi was hama.
You like wonder, like
Is it wonder? Let's look. That's in what do you call in either rabbinic Hebrew or Aramaic. This is hama. Hama is murmur, growl, roar, be voice. I only know this in Mishlei. I think it's Lates Hayain Home Shechar. I think that's the, see if I got that right. Lates Hayain Home Shechar. He like so there in Mishlei, again, not that this is the same connotation here. There's like a guy like growling out for more beer or whatever, or whatever Shechar is. Yeah. Mead. Yeah. So Ma Tehmi Alai. What are you growling at me about? Hochili lelukim. Oh, Hochili. Oh, I think was Hochili.
Supplicate.
So, I think like Hochila.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't it mean to hope?
Yeah.
Let me just check this out. Hochili. Wait or hope or yeah, wait, tarry for, hope for. I think hope for probably makes more sense here, right? So hochili lelokim. Hope, or I guess wait. I'll say wait for God. He owed odeno. That's a little bit of a pun, right? Owed odeno. What was it?
It's not, I hope for God.
I don't think so, because I think hochili is a tzivui, right? I can't explain why, but I think that's what it is, like command. Like wait for God. I think he's talking to his soul.
So what's the yud doing it?
It's feminine.
Yeah.
That's feminine also.
Yeah.
The feminine second person.
Yeah. Ki od odeno. Like the same thing as odecha. Yeah, for not rejoice. For I want to say again, ode, right? Like more.
Is it again or is it more or further?
I think okay. I'm my intuition is going with again. Let's just see what our options are here. Continuance again, besides still, yet, or still. What was that? Yeah.
I like. What about still? Still good.
I will. Yeah, still is good. I will still or yet. I think, but those are the two candidates, right?
Did we put in new?
No. Is Ode is first person. Oden. Ode. It's Ode him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I will still yet.
What's the no?
I can't explain, right? But that's why. Object.
Yeah. The object.
Third person singular object.
Yeah.
I will still give or gratefully acknowledge him. Yeshuos panai velokai. I don't know how this fits into the rest of the sentence, but let's just translate the words.
Salvation.
Yeah, salvations. Panai.
Is it either of my face or O my face?
Yeah, I feel like there's something in brackets here, right? Question. My face, velokai, and my God. Yeah. Okay. Weird stuff, man. All right. So let's go through the translations here, which like I said, I have a ton of. So first of all, we got Metzudas Tion. Spontaneous inyan hatzala, save, deliver, and Yanchuni is inyan hanhaga. Okay. So we got the Metzudas Tions. I mean, okay. Okay. Now we have here. All right. So let me pass out the translations. All right. And since this is short, we get to do all of them. Okay. All right. I could have passed out more orderly way. All right. So Artscroll, avenge me. What? Okay, I would say judge me, but avenge me. Oh my God. I mean, I guess it makes sense with the Rivi, and champion my cause against an unkind nation. That's actually pretty good, right? Lo chasid, because chasid like it in the term of chesed, right? So I feel like unkind makes way more sense than not pious, right? Because there's no other way to say kind person in Hebrew other than chassid, right? So that is unkind. Are we okay with going with that? Unkind for now? I think it's just more than after the not pious. That just doesn't make sense. Deliver me from the man of deceit and iniquity. So they combine the avla and mirma as both adjectives of this man. For you are the God of my strength. Why have you abandoned me? Why must I walk in gloom? Where do they get? Oh, gloom. So that's Eshalech. Lama kedar eshalech. That's how they're saying it, right? So why? And then balachat oyev. Okay, that's good. So why must I walk about in gloom and then put under the pressure of the enemy? That makes a lot more sense. How do they say it? Is that what they just said? Yeah. Why must I walk in gloom? Oh, they say because of the foe's oppression. That's probably also because of the enemy's also oppression, has the word pressure in it ish. Dispatch your light and truth. They will guide me. They will bring me to your holy mountain, to your dwellings. Okay, that one we got pretty good. Oh, dwellings actually is probably better, right? Because sanctuaries I think implies too much, like specifically like mikdash, mishkan things, but dwellings could be lots of stuff. That I come to the altar of God, to God. What did we say? Did we say, oh God? No, I'll come to the altar of God, to the God, to God, the gladness of my joy. Simchas gili, gladness of my, okay, we'll leave that. And praise you on the harp, O God, my God. Why are you downcast? Ooh, interesting. Lama tishtochachi is why are you downcast, my soul? And why are you disturbed on my account? Okay, so that's Hema, a different one that I would say. Why are you growling at me? What are you growling at me about? Okay, why are you disturbed on my account? I don't know where they're getting that from. Hope to God. For I shall yet thank him for the salvations of my countenance and because he is my God. Okay, that's much more graceful than ours. All right, but we'll wait till we go through all of them. Okay, now let's go to Robert Alter. So first thing we have to read is this footnote here, okay? Grant me justice, footnote 1. This is one of the rare psalms that begins without a superscription, which I guess is what you call that thing in the beginning. Right, so like a Lamnesaic, Mizmor, etc. That fact, taken here with the refrain-like recurrence of the whole clauses and lines from Psalm 42, the third verse of verse 2 here is almost identical with the third verse of verse 10 in Psalm 42. Verse 5 here virtually replicates verses 6 and 12 of Psalm 42, has led most scholars to conclude that Psalms 42 and 43 were originally a single poem, broken up by editors for reasons not entirely clear to us. The opening line here lays out the persecution by enemies evoked in Psalm 42 in explicitly legal terms. So just to comment on this for a second here. So he's saying the fact that there's no opening and the fact that you have like this duplication indicates that it was part of one parak. Okay, but the weird thing is he's saying that reasons that are not entirely clear, right? So apparently there's enough grounds to say that like maybe it is a second parak, because otherwise he'd say, oh, it's because it's obviously part of this other one. I also saw, this is not on your sheet, but the Hoil Moshe, I just translate here with ChatGPT. He says the scholar Philipson maintains that this psalm is not one and the same with the preceding psalm, despite ending with the same verse. Why are you cast down? That's another thing. It ends with the same Matish Tochachi, but rather that it preceded the other by many generations and was spoken by David himself. Meanwhile, he sees Psalm 42 as the words of one of the Babylonian exiles lamenting the cessation of the temple service in Jerusalem, which would make sense because he's yearning to get back to the temple. To support his view, he notes that the Vulgate, who knows what the Vulgate is?
That's one of the
That's the Latin translation?
Yeah, it's the Latin translation. Okay, yeah. Did I pull this up ahead of time? No, I just looked it up. Vulgate is the Latin translation of the Bible from the 4th century. Jerome, yeah. Yeah. So this is something, again, like there's all this stuff that like, because, you know, not really, we don't really talk academic stuff in YVT until I got here, is that, that I was never aware of the Vulgate, and I never looked at it. But the thing with these translations that are pre-Masoretic, and we've talked about this in Mishlei before, but not in Tehilim for a while, the pre-Masoretic translations are still worth looking at, because they were going, in many cases, they were going off of other traditions of Torah Bechsav that were, I don't want to say stamped out, but like paved over by the Masoretic text, you know? So it still is worth looking at the Vulgate or caring about it at least. Yeah, so to support this view, he notes that the Vulgate places the phrase "a Psalm of David" at the beginning of our psalm. Okay, so the Vulgate put it in there, but that you could easily see as like an editor's thing. Thus, he says it stands on its own. He also cites a significant difference in the language between the two psalms. So Ma'ozi and Sila'i, or Zanachta versus Shachachta, pointing out that in Psalm 42, the idolaters mock him for having no God, whereas in Psalm 43, the persecutor is described as a nation that is not pious and a deceitful man. Okay, so then Holy Moshe goes on, he says, yeah, despite all this, in my humble opinion, it appears that the two Psalms are in fact one unit, and there's no need to suppose that the first was spoken by one of the Babylonian exiles. The wording is quite fitting for David while fleeing from Saul, as we explained. Okay, then he goes on. So I've mentioned this before, that there is a Shita that Sefer Tehilim has 147 chapters. And the question is,
second one, right?
Right. So I knew that the first and second one, people think that was one parak. Here's the second one. Now we just got to find the third one that people think is one parak. And maybe there's more than that, but yeah. Okay, fine. So that is the first thing. So when I read this, I was like, uh-oh, does that mean we have to learn 42 first? And I'm like, nah. If the Masoretic text treats this as his own parak, and Philipson treats it as his own parak, and the Vulgate treats it as his own parak, then and the Mincha Shai doesn't say anything. So I'm like, I'm comfortable treating this as its own parak. So we don't have to learn a longer one, which is 42. Okay. All right, so let's go to Alter now. Okay, grant me justice. That's also different than we had it, right? I say Shofteini is judge me. Artscroll has avenged me. Alter, grant me justice, oh God. Take up my case against a faithless nation. Okay, that's also it's a good word, but I guess that's going with a pious connotation, right?
Yeah, I think that's a lot better than unkind.
Yeah, I guess it depends. I'm going to go ahead and add faithless here also. Faithless. Yeah. Okay. From a man of deceit and wrong, free me. For you, O God, my stronghold, why should you neglect me? Why should I go in gloom, pressed by the foe? Oh, I like that, pressed by the foe. Lachatz oyev. Send forth your light and your truth. Is that what's the college that's the Urim V'Tumim? Is that Yale? Yeah, right. What's the Latin? They have Yale motto is Lux et Veritas. That's I think exactly or Orocha v'Amitecha, right? Like verify Lux et Veritas. Yeah. Okay. So send forth your light and your truth. It is they that will guide me. They will bring me to your holy mountain and to your dwelling place. Interesting. He puts it singular, dwelling place. Mishkanosech. It says Mishkanosech, right? Yeah, I would say that's plural. Okay. And let me come to God's altar. He had to work a pun in there. I'm just kidding. To God, my keenest joy. He has footnote 3 there, keenest joy. The Hebrews are bracketing in the contrasting, in the construct state of two synonyms, simchas gili, joy of my gladness, which has the idiomatic force of an intensification or superlative. Okay, so I'm fine with that, my keenest joy. And let me acclaim you. He always translates as hoda, as acclaim. Let me acclaim you with the lyre, oh God, my God. And he has footnote 4 here. This is a funny one. Oh God, my God. This odd sounding collocation, Elohim Elokai, appears with some frequency in the second book of Psalms because Yod Vavke has been editorially replaced by Elohim. Okay, yeah. All right, that's have your fun, oh altar. Okay, how bent my being, how you moan for me. So he does go with moan. Okay, but he's saying Matish Tochachi is like not a question but an exclamation, right? Like Ma Tovu Halacha Yaakov, or Ma Rabu Masach Hashem. So how bent my being. So he's saying nefesh is being. How you moan for me. Hope in God, yet will I acclaim him, his rescuing presence and my God. Okay, so he has an interesting thing here in footnote 6. Again, as in the end of Psalm 42, the Masoretic text has my presence, that's Panai, and as there, 2 manuscripts and a version of the Targum show his presence. So what did he do with that? He said, rescuing presence. Where does he get the rescuing from? Oh, Yeshuos. It's weird though, right? Yeshuos seems like a noun. Rescuing presence and my God. Okay, I mean, it definitely makes more sense to say his presence than my presence, right? Especially, whenever something is paired with God, it's very strange. Panai velokai sounded very weird to me, right?
Is Panai presence here?
Presence or face, but saying my presence or my face juxtaposed to velokai sounds a little weird. So panav, or not panai, yeah, panav velokai. Wait, what did he say? His face and my God. Yeah, his presence and my God. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure which one I like. Okay, so that's altar.
So there's 2 manuscripts
That's
about one eye.
Right.
It's also a little bit weird because it's also Ki Odenu, for yet I will acclaim him meaning God. And then
Right.
His rescuing presence and my God, but we just
Yeah, that is strange.
God. So.
Yeah, that is very strange. I mean, yeah. Either way, it feels very weird at the end. Okay, so now we have something we don't usually do because it's too long. So we do this in Mishlei, which is Sadigon's tafsir. Okay, so this is Sadigon translating into Arabic, and then the Arabic being translated back into English. Okay, so he has Hashem, judge me. And this is a translation from. Did I do ChatGPT or do they have one on here? Oh, this is probably. I just want to see whose Hebrew translation this is. This is Rav Yaakov Attar and Rav Chaviv Attar. So this is not Kafech. Okay, but I guess I translated in English with the. I did ChatGPT and I checked it. Hashem, judge me and fight my adversaries. Did he put a Hashem in there? No, ours has that also, right? But he just made it into. No, fine. He just put it first. Judge me and fight my adversaries. Save me from a congregation that does not fear Hashem. So he changes it to. So lo chasid is like faithless, I guess, right? Similar to that. She'enam yirei Hashem. And from deceitful and wicked people. For you are my God, are the God of my strength. Do not abandon me so that I will not be oppressed by the pressure of the enemy. He puts in so that. Does he? Vishalo ehye miducha mipnei lachat oyev. Send forth your light and your beneficence. So he translates ms as tov, hatava. All right. They both will lead me. They will bring me to your holy mountain and to your dwelling place. I will walk near the altar of Hashem. I will walk near to the altar of Hashem. Liad. I think that's what it was. Eshalach liad mizbach Hashem. Could liad also mean right up until?
But that can mean immediately, no?
Liad can mean miyad, definitely can mean
Miyad,
immediately.
that's right.
Yeah, right.
Riyad's like alongside, no?
That's yeah, I think it is alongside. Yeah, it's just weird to say like I walk near the altar of Hashem. Maybe it's a coin. And up to the house of my God, omnipotent, with my joy and gladness, and I will thank you with the plucking of strings upon your harp, my God. Okay, and my God, my God, and my God, my soul, if I do not be so downcast. And then I guess there's something missing from the manuscript there. For I will yet praise him for saving me, for he is my God. So he also says al hoshato, O-C, for his saving me, not salvation's plural. Okay.
But I guess he learned Panay as the shows of my face.
Correct. Yeah, that's a good, yeah. God really helped him save face. Okay. Okay, and then the Targum Ksuvim here. So this is translated by Professor Edward M. Cook. Judge me, O my Lord, with true judgment. So he says b'din kshot, with true judgment. It is for you to argue my case with a people that is not righteous. So he's putting it in like responsibility terms. It is on you. It's on you to do this. As opposed to saying like a bakasha, right? We were saying like riva, rivi, fight my fight. This is saying, where is it in the Hebrew or in the Aramaic? Yeah. Did I? Oh yeah, valach leminti matsusi, right. It is for you to argue my case with people that is not righteous. So he changes chassid to righteous. Okay, fine. From the deceitful and oppressive man, you will save me. For you are God, my strength. Why have you abandoned me? Why do I go about in gloom at the oppression of the enemy? Send your light and your faithfulness. They will guide me. They will bring me to the mount of the sanctuary and the academies, the midrashe beis shchintach. Wow, that's very different. The bati midrashos. The midrashe beis shchintach, the place of your presence. And I will come to make his sacrifice at the altar of my God, the Lord, to my God, from whom is the joy of my gladness. And I will give thanks in your presence with a lyre, O Lord, my God. Why will you be lowly, O my soul? And why will you rage against me? Wait for God, for again, I will praise him for the redemption that comes from his presence, for he is my God. Okay. Next, I told you we got a lot of translations here. We got to, drill into our head. Okay. Who knows what the pשיטתא is?
Syriac.
Yeah, that's a Syriac, right? So the Syriac Tanakh, pשיטתא. So this is the standard version of the Bible used by churches in the Syriac tradition. So this is also 2nd century, very old. And it was translated, so it says it was translated into Syriac from biblical Hebrew, probably in the 2nd century. And the New Testament of the pשיטתא was translated from the, I don't know how to say that, Koine Greek. Okay, but I think what we don't have is, so ours ended up in Aramaic, or this ended up in Aramaic. Right. Okay, so the point though is,
Was it originally written in Arabic?
it was originally written in, I guess, in Syriac, right?
Is that a Semitic language?
Let's see, Syriac is, I think it is, also natively spoken in Syriac literature as Edessan, Mesopotamian language, and Aramaic. Okay, I guess it's dialect of Aramaic, Eastern Middle Aramaic. Yeah, we can see it though, right? Because you can see if it sounds, Don elaka dini utva tavati min ama delo marachaman min gavra avla v'nuchlasana. So it sounds more like what do you call it? Like a Targum Aramaic than like later Babylonian Aramaic. Yeah, okay. So here I saw some interesting things also. Judge me, O my God, and argue my case against the nation, delo marachaman. So he says it's unkind. So or the Syriac says it's not unkind, it has no mercy. And from a man who is unjust and deceitful, save me, for you are God my strength. Why have you distanced me? And why do I walk about as one who is sorrowful in the oppression of the enemy? Send your light and your faithfulness. Okay, this is another one. So this is in Aramaic, Shadar Nahora is light, Vehimanusach, your trustworthiness. So this is like in the Yugubim Yisrachimim, we say Rav Chesed ve'emes, so abundant in kindness and in truth, but I think plain pshat is in like trustworthiness, in like ne'emanos. And they will guide me. They will bring me to your holy mountain into your dwelling place, and I will come to the altar of God, to God, the joy of my youth. But that's another weird one. The joy of my youth. De mechamda talyusi. like tal, like a young'un. I will give thanks to you with a harp, O God, my God. Why do you spare my soul and why do you moan over me? Hope in God. Oh, interesting. Why do you despair, by the way, right? Lama mitzarafti. That's like, why are you disturbed? My soul, and why do you moan over me? Hope in God, I shall yet give thanks to him, the redemption of my countenance and my God. Okay, and then the very last one is we have the Septuagint, translated by clearly a fake guy, Sir Lancelot Charles Lee Brenton. Really, Sir Lancelot? Did your parents name you that with high aspirations that you become a sir? All right. Judge me, O God, and plead my cause against an ungodly nation. Deliver me from the unjust and crafty man. For thou, O God, art my strength. Wherefore hast thou cast me off, O Juliet?
What else would you expect from a Sir Lancelot?
I know, right? Yeah. And why do I go sad of countenance while the enemy oppresses me? Send forth thy light and thy truth. They have led me and brought me to thy holy mountain, and to thy tabernacles. There you go. And I will go in to the altar of God, to God who gladdens my youth. I will give thanks to thee on the harp, O God, my God. Wherefore art thou very sad, O my soul? And wherefore, I'm going to ask myself that.
Wherefore art thou?
I know, right? It's like fancy saying like why. I think it's why, yeah, right? And wherefore dost thou trouble me? Hope in God, for I will give thanks to him, who is the health of my countenance and my God. I wonder if that's like an archaic use of health.
This whole thing doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. So now I feel like we've read it enough times. Right? Okay. So what do we pick up from these things? Judge me, O my God, and fight my fight. From a nation that is unkind or faithless or ungodly. I think I like ungodly better than faithless, just because it has that religious connotation, but faith to me is going to have to be in terms of like emuna, whereas chassid seems to be more like like morally or like in terms of their dedication to God. From a man of deceit and crookedness, deliver me, because you are God, my strength. Why have you forsaken me? Why must I walk on the gloom because of the enemy's oppression? Send your light and your truth. They will lead me. They will bring me to your dwellings. I will come to the altar of God, the God of my happiness, my rejoicing. I think of happiness and my rejoicing sounds weird still. It's the God of my happiest rejoicing, let's just say, happiest rejoicing. And I will gratefully acknowledge you with lyre, oh God, my God. What? All right, now this part we really need to work on. Why are you low? Okay, why are you brought low, oh my soul? Why are you, now this we had two translations. Why are you what did Artscroll say? Disturbed. Yeah, disturbed. And then altar said, what was that?
Are you moan for me?
Moan for me, yeah, right. Why are you disturbed? Or why do you moan at me?
Well, at me versus for me is also different.
Yeah, hold on a second. Why were you disturbed on my account? On my account. Yeah. Wait for God / hope for God. For I will still, okay, this whole last thing is just totally messy, right? There's no good way we can like mush all the good ones together. So let's just pick one here. For I shall yet thank him with the salvations. Let's just go with Artscroll. Okay, just for I will. Oh no. For I shall yet thank him for the salvations of my countenance and because he is my God. Okay.
By the way, when we say from a nation in the first pasuk, is that against? Do we just say against a nation?
I think, well, me goy, right?
Also has that as well, but it's just weird because when I say from a nation, it sounds like God's in the nation fighting with them.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
he's on
Yeah,
their
against. Yeah, I think against is better. You're right. Against a nation. Yeah. Okay, so where's the pivot?
Is there a pivot? Is there
Yeah.
a pivot in Tehilim?
Well, that's the theory. We have to go through all 150 things. I'm serious. It's worked out so far. Yeah, Oren?
1 and 2, and then 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking also. So let's try this out here. So what would you on what basis?
1 and 2 is things are bad.
Okay.
Now, I guess you could do it. 1 is that bad and good, and then also I guess it's sort of like now, like present tense versus what should happen or what will happen.
Okay. I think that's good.
Wait,
Okay. Yeah.
I would do say 5 is like rehashing what 1 to 2 is.
I was thinking that was because it is negative,
And
right?
in fact, it's the opposite.
So-
Two starts off with because you are doing this, maybe because you go to my strength, Now, why am I feeling so bad?
Right.
But 5 is, why do I feel so bad? I'm going to do an action because he is my God.
Right. So would it be fair to do this? Which is that 1 and 2 are negative and yeah, negative about like what's apparently happening, right? 3 and 4 is happy request or yearning for the future, and then 5 is acknowledging the low state that he's in and then turning towards God, saying that there's still going to be good times, you know, kind of like a mixture of the two.
But also adding, one important bit is that it is adding an action, that actual thing.
Right, that is true.
I
Yeah.
don't know, I don't see 5 as, I know it's negative, but I don't really see it as that negative. I really think like it's like kind of like he's talking some sense into himself.
Self-talk.
Yeah, it's like self-talk, but I see 1 and 2 is like negative, like it's really downtrodden. Whereas 5 is really, it's like, why are you low? It's
Right, but the fact that he's saying why are you low does imply that his soul is low.
That's true. That's
Right.
true.
He, you know, there's the part of him that's talking is not low, but he's
Right.
talking to the part of himself that is low, right?
right,
So
that's
that I think that is an interesting type
That's
of
right,
hinge.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Reza?
I had written down that lines 1 through 3 are sort of like a request is being made, and I was wondering if it is for God to like argue the case against this enemy and like what exactly that means. If this is
Yeah.
like a metaphorical thing, or like if the speaker is actually asking for a certain cause to be argued for, and then the pivot would be around line 4, and that's more like like you said, self-talk, like motivation, being in like an oppressed state.
Okay. Let me actually, let me just write this down. Okay. Pivot point possibilities, or PPPs as we call them in the business. Okay. So this is theory A is 1 through 2 is the bad state he's in. Okay. 3 through 4 is the hopeful, or I guess the you know, positive destination he's yearning for, and 5 through 6 is the self-talk.
No 6.
Oh, sorry, there's no 6. 5. And 5 is such a long pasuk and so confusing. The self-talk that gets him there, right?
Where's the pivot though in theory? Is it at 3 or is it at 5?
Well, so we have this, the green in our theory is what we call like the hinge, which is something that partakes of both sides.
Okay.
Or both themes. So that's what we're saying is we've got the boom, boom, and then the in the middle.
Okay.
And we do this because green is the combination of yellow and blue. That's how you remember which one the thing is. Yeah, okay. And then Reza, just say what you're saying again. You're saying 1 through 4.
I was thinking 1 through 3 are sort of asking for, it's like the speaker is talking to God, asking for like a case to be argued on their behalf, it seems. And then after line 4, it's more of like self-talk, like building the self up as if the speaker's in like a very difficult position.
Okay, yeah. All right. So let me just depict this here. So this is that is true, right? So 1 through 3, is he talking about to God the whole time? Yes, he is, right? And then 4 through 5 is talking about or to himself. Is talking about or to himself. Okay, that is another good theory. Yeah. Yeah, that's I mean that linguistically, although I mean, yeah, he is talking to God in 4, but he's requesting from God, like you said, in 1 through 3. All right, that's good. Yeah, Isaiah?
I had a theory, and then tomorrow also has a theory.
Oh boy.
So I was thinking same psukim as Reza.
Yeah.
I guess I was thinking of it as like 1 through 3 are him kind of reflecting on his negative state, and yeah, he's asking God about something related to that. But then 4, he like is starting to act himself, like he's coming to the altar, and then 5, he's thanking God and hoping for God, waiting for God. So it's his own actions.
Okay, I like that also. Yeah, tomorrow.
Okay, I'm kind of on the same theme as everybody else, but oh, looks like I just lost the page. Okay. Except I kind of think that 3 and 4 are not really separable. I think that similar idea, 1 through 4 being a tefillah and 5 being something else, you know?
Yeah.
But to me, I feel like the being brought to the mountain of God and to the Mishkan Osecha is part of the, I don't know the Hebrew, right? But that the Mishkan Osecha and then V'avoel Mizbach Elokina, that should really be continuation.
Yeah, so I kind of just missed, how are you dividing them?
I'm dividing 1 through 4 and
Okay,
verses.
what? Okay, so this is, I'm gonna call this theory C. Theory C. Okay, 1 through 4, and say it one more time. Sorry, I for some I missed where you were dividing it first, so I did not hear your entire thing.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Not anchored. Yeah, okay. So I'm saying almost the same thing, I think, except I think that 4 is part of the tefillah.
Okay, so 1 through 4 is all part of his tefillah, and 5 is
like I don't know, but maybe in a reflection or something.
Okay, something else vis-a-vis himself. Okay, all right. So those are. See, this is where we have some real debate here, right? Okay, so this is good. So let's now, in the remaining time, ask a bunch of questions. Okay, so what are the questions and problems here? I'm just going to move this down temporarily here. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be in order here. Yeah.
Why is it that in 4 it's the god of, what's the Hebrew? Kel Simchat.
Yeah, Kel Simchas Libi. Yeah.
Right. But then earlier it was God's like awful.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
God forsake.
Yeah, right. Okay, that's good.
Know.
Yeah, okay.
Which one is it? Is God forsake me, or is God,
okay,
happy and rejoicing?
Yeah, I like that. So this is on 2 and 4, right? 2 and 4 is, how do we reconcile lama, where did I just type? Lama Zanachtani with Kel Simchas Gili, right? This doesn't sound like the same God. Yeah. It's funny because the pשיtתא that said the God of my youth, that is the only thing that we've seen that introduced a time element into it. I'll come to the God of God, to the joy of my youth, which would be a potential way to resolve it. But yeah. Reza?
What is the main request being made here? And is this in the context of a certain part of history? Like what?
Okay, right. Yeah,
before
okay. So we'll ask our setting question, and then we'll ask about the request. So the setting question is, what kind of parak is this? And our 3 parakim are biographical, national, or universal. Okay, and then if this is one of the first 2, at what point is this talking? When is this talking about? Okay, yeah. And I think we already read someone saying this, but I'll say it anyway, is that from what I didn't look at all the meforshim yet, but it seems like the majority of them say that this is Klal Yisrael, in the Jewish people in exile. Okay, so not biographical. Yeah, Moshe. Oh, sorry, you had another one? Yeah, Raisa, you had another one or not? No. Okay. Oh yeah. Sorry, you did. I didn't write down. Yeah, you're right. Which is what? Oops. What?
Oh yeah. What is the
main theme he's thing he's asking for? Yeah. Call Moshe. Yeah, Moshe.
It looks like 2 and 1 should be reversed, because if he's asking to fight my fight against the nation, then we already know you're under the enemy's oppression. And I guess the new thing there is we're talking about in gloom, but it would make more sense to say, well, ignoring the first part of the second pasuk, he said, "Why have you forsaken me? Why must I walk about in gloom because of the enemy's oppression? You are my God of strength, therefore judge me, fighting my fight."
Okay, so I'm gonna say
and then also within 2, if what do you mean? You know that your God is the God of my strength, so why do you think he's forsaken me?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'm keeping it broad, just saying what's the relation between the first 2 psukim, what's the line of reasoning, and what's the sense in the order of the statements. Yeah. Ayala.
Okay, for pasuk Aleph, I'm wondering what the nature of the like descriptions of the enemies are? Is it just like factual, or is it like a moral claim against them, sort of?
Okay. What is the nature of the description of the enemy? Yeah. What is the nature? What do these descriptions mean, and why is he characterizing the enemy that way? And let's also ask here, this is, I mean, you could argue that this is part of the first question, but which enemy is he talking about, if it's a specific one? Yeah. Isaiah?
Yeah, I have a question also. Tomorrow's question.
Yeah.
So why should God fight David's fight if it's his fight? And if he's saying
Okay,
it's
yeah, right.
his own fight, he should fight it.
Okay, that's a good question also, right? So if this is Rivi, okay, my fight, why should God fight it? And then tomorrow?
Oh, I was just wondering in Pasuk Aleph, it's kind of a specific question, but like, are we talking about a nation or are we talking about a person? And why is the switch between them?
Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, I'm gonna put this into question 1. Question 3. Moreover, is he talking about a goy or does he say ish? Yeah, ish, right? Or an ish. Yeah, that's weird. Could it be both? Amalek. Gog. Yeah, right. What do you mean by both?
There's a goy lochosi and they're separately like a Yishmael.
Yeah. Okay. And if it's both, what kind of singular fight is this? Yeah, Reza?
Why is he asking to be judged? Is there a reason that that's like those are the very first words of this? And
yeah,
is there relationship between like asking to be judged and then saying, "Oh God, fight my fight," as if like that one is a precursor?
Okay, so let's just say, what does Shofteini mean, right? Because we saw that Artscroll said, "Avenge me," and Altar said, "Grant me justice," and everyone else said, "Judge me," right? So is he saying, yeah? What does Shofteini mean? And how does it relate to the rest of what he's asking for? Yeah, Moshe?
Based on Shalach Orachava Amitecha, that sounds like those are the tools God is going to fight the enemy with. And from there, it sounds like that's what the goal of that's what the goal is, to deliver him from these enemies. But then it continues on and says, but then it sounds like there's another goal, which is to bring him to the
yeah, right. Okay, that's a good question.
What is David really asking?
Yeah, okay, good. So this question here is, what is the relationship between the stuff he's asking for in 1 through 2 and the Mikdash Mishkan stuff in Gimel, right? Isaiah?
Yeah, related to that, and then also tomorrow's a question, but what are Hashem's light and truth?
Yeah.
And like, how are they going to help in this situation?
Right. So what are Hashem's light and truth, and how are they going to help? Also, how does he send them? Right? How does he send them? Yeah, tomorrow?
I guess I have two-ish questions. That I think one is the question that everyone's sort of been asking, which is that it seems like there's like almost like linguistically, it sounds like he's asking for one thing, but then if you read it, it sounds like he's asking for like 4 or 5 things.
Yeah, right. Okay, so I'm gonna put that in the question about the asking thing. Why does it, sound like he's asking for one thing overall, but when you read it, it's a shopping list. Yeah, or wish list, really. Yeah.
And then I was wondering if there's a significance, or what's the significance of gratefully acknowledging God, and especially because it appears twice and it's kind of the only thing he's doing.
Right. It's in 4 and 5, right? So what is the yeah, why emphasize hoda'ah? Sorry, hoda'ah here. Yeah. I have a general question also, which is what's with all the instances of God, right? It's like 4. They all kind of appear towards the end. Elokim, Elokai, Elokim, Elokai, and Elokay. But at the end, it just kind of hits you as like God, 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 just not usually what you see, just different words, use them. Yeah, Isaiah?
Not sure if we already asked this. Why is he asking to judge, asking to be judged? Shouldn't like the enemies be judged?
Right. Yeah. If he's asking for himself to be judged, shouldn't he really be asking for his enemies to be judged? We had that once, right?
We had a pasuk that was like that.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Maybe somebody asked this already, I didn't hear it, but what does it mean that God has forsaken me? That's
Yeah.
like a major thing.
Right. Okay. Where did we did have a question about the forsaking him, right?
I didn't realize God did such things. Thought he was always there. Thought
I
that was the whole thing.
Not in Nevi'im. We talk about God. I feel like we got to talk about God forsaking us a lot. Didn't we have a question here about God forsaking him?
I guess like the implication also is that like God's not paying attention to me. Meaning if he would judge me, then he would realize that I'm doing well and would help me out. I mean, so the implication is that God is just like unaware of what's going on. How could that be? Because God's always
right. Okay, yeah. So I guess we'll make this its own question here, which is what are we to make of God forsaking him? Okay. Yeah, Moshe, last question for tonight. Or Moshe and then Ayala, then we'll go stop.
Why can't he just go to the mountain himself?
Yeah, right. That's in 4, right? No, that's in 3. Yeah, why not just go himself? Yeah, last one, Ayala.
So for pasuk 5, like what is the rhetorical technique being used? Why is he talking to himself? And also why is he thinking Hashem that he is his God?
All right, what's up with the self-talk here? How does it work? And then why is he thanking him that he is his God? Yeah. And then what I'm just gonna say, like, what is the end saying? Right? Okay. Why thank him that he is his God? Yeah. Okay. All right.
Wait, are those two separate questions? What is the end literally saying? Or
yeah, that's what I meant by that. Like, where's the end saying? Like, plain shot. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We gotta stop now. But all right. This is I like this because it's manageable, but a lot to work on. Okay. All right. See you later. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks.